Hey everyone, I'm Mark and this is the Lenovo Yoga 9i Gen 7. Biggest change in this generation is the design, which now has rounded edges. It's very comfortable to handle and it looks and feels like a premium device. Let's get on with the review. Speaking of the design, this Yoga 9i has a 14-inch display with a 16:10 aspect ratio and very minimal bezels. I think this is the sweet spot for display sizes. It doesn't feel too big or too small, and I definitely prefer the taller aspect ratio compared to the older laptops that still have that 16:9 ratio. With the Yoga 9i, you have an option for WUXGA, 2.8K or WQUXGA. This specific model I'm reviewing is the lowest resolution version, the WUXGA version. While more people might prefer higher resolutions like me, having this lower resolution gives you better battery life and of course a lower price tag. They're all touchscreens as well with pen support. I'm satisfied with the color and contrast, but it's a bit reflective, so you'll need to make the screen brighter or adjust the angle when you're in a bright room or using the device outdoors. Speaking of the pen, there's no slot to store the pen, but you can use the included laptop case for that. Below the display is the rotating soundbar hinge, and it sounds really good. I think this is the best location for speakers, and in addition to that, there's speakers on the left and right sides at the bottom of the laptop too. You can hear and feel the bass without distortion. Songs and movies sound really good. Moving to the keyboard, it's great to type on. The spacing, key travel, and layout add up to a comfortable typing experience. I'm not a fan of the column of the function keys on the right side, but it doesn't hurt to have them there. The function keys add shortcut to options like cooling options, add camera blur to the camera, sound options, and the fingerprint scanner. The top row has options for airplane mode, settings page, the lock screen, as well as the smart key. But if it was up to me, I'd prefer to remove the extra column on the right side and replace some of that Lenovo shortcuts on top. I don't need them. I mentioned earlier there's a fingerprint scanner on the keyboard deck. I haven't even set it up since the face unlock works well, but on the other hand, I'm not too impressed with the front camera. It is a 1080p camera, but it doesn't look great to my eye. Images are grainy, especially in darker environments, and there's a noticeable delay. I'm not sure if that can be fixed with a firmware or software update. There's also a physical camera switch if you want to make sure the camera is physically closed when not in use. The trackpad is pretty big, measuring just over 6 inches diagonally. It's sensitive to touch and works great with taps, swipes, and other Windows gestures. Clicking seems fine too, but I prefer taps over clicks with touchpads. When it comes to ports, the right side has the audio jack, USB-C, and power lock button. The left side has USB-A and two USB-C Thunderbolt 4. This is a 2-in-1 laptop, so you can use it in different modes like a regular laptop, tent mode, or even as a tablet. The Yoga 9i feels very solid. The keyboard deck doesn't flex and the hinge is strong. The build quality feels great. This 2-in-1 came with Windows 11 Home and some pre-installed software. Good thing you can easily uninstall them. The first one I removed was McAfee since I prefer the built-in protection by Windows. The other was Alexa. I don't care for it at all. In addition to the settings panel on Windows 11, you also have the Lenovo Vantage app. This gives you additional options for your device like performance settings, speakers audio presets, as well as a way to check for firmware updates. This is also where you can enable or disable the Smart Assist options. The Yoga 9i can automatically lock itself when it senses that you step away from the laptop. It can also automatically wake up when you return to your desk. It works well with Windows Hello Face Unlock. This specific model comes with the i7 CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigs storage. It's about $1,400, but Lenovo usually have promos on their website, so check the store for the latest deal. For basic office, school, and home use, this configuration should be fine for most people, but I would recommend getting at least 512 gigs of storage and bump up that memory to 16 gigs of RAM, so you don't have to worry about slowing down when opening multiple apps. When it comes to battery, I notice about 5 hours of use when I'm unplugged, which is fine. However, I expect it to get more than that. On the other hand, the power adapter is so small that it doesn't take up much space or weight in your bag. Overall, I think the Lenovo Yoga 9i14 is a great option for those looking for a premium 2-in-1 Windows device. It has a touchscreen, you can use a pen, you can use it as a tablet, and the speakers are some of the best out there. The new design with the curved edges makes it very easy to handle, and I think the 14-inch display with 16:10 ratio hits the sweet spot for productivity and portability. So you might be wondering how this compares to a MacBook Air. I'd say they're two different devices. This one has a touchscreen, it supports a pen, it could also turn into a tablet, or even use it in tent mode. These are features that simply don't exist on Macs. Alright, so that's my review of the Yoga 9i14. Any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.